Have you ever stopped for a moment and wondered about the piece of paper in your wallet? That simple paper note you use every day to buy food, clothes, or pay for travel has a surprisingly long and fascinating history. Paper money did not always exist. In fact, for most of human history, people used completely different things as money. Thousands of years ago, people depended on the barter system. In a barter system, goods were exchanged directly for other goods. For example, someone might trade rice for vegetables or cloth for tools. But this system had a big problem. Both people needed to want what the other person had at the same time. This made trade slow and difficult. To solve this problem, societies began using objects with recognized value as money. Different civilizations used different items. Some used shells, some used salt, and some even used cattle. Eventually, metals like copper, silver, and gold became the most common forms of money. Metal coins were durable, portable, and widely accepted, which made trade much easier. But as trade expanded and economies grew larger, carrying large amounts of metal coins became inconvenient. Imagine merchants traveling long distances with heavy bags full of coins. It was risky and exhausting. This challenge led to one of the most important financial innovations in history: paper money. The first known use of paper money began in China during the Tang Dynasty, around the 7th century. At that time, merchants started using paper receipts instead of carrying heavy coins. These receipts represented a certain amount of metal money that was stored safely somewhere else. Later, during the Song Dynasty, the Chinese government officially began issuing paper currency. This was the world's first government-backed paper money. The idea slowly spread to other parts of the world. However, it took many centuries before paper money became widely accepted outside China. In Europe, people were initially skeptical. They trusted gold and silver more than pieces of paper. But banks eventually started issuing banknotes that represented deposits of precious metals. People could exchange these notes for gold or silver at the bank whenever they wanted. By the 17th century, paper currency began appearing in Europe. Sweden issued one of the first official banknotes in 1661. These banknotes made transactions easier and allowed economies to grow more rapidly. Instead of carrying heavy coins, people could now carry lightweight paper notes with printed values. Over time, governments realized that paper money could be standardized and controlled by central banks. This led to the development of modern national currencies. Each country began issuing its own banknotes with unique designs, security features, and official values. In earlier times, many paper currencies were backed by gold. This system was known as the gold standard. Under the gold standard, people could exchange paper money for a fixed amount of gold. This created trust in the value of the currency. However, during the 20th century, most countries moved away from the gold standard. Today, most paper money is known as fiat currency. Fiat money does not have intrinsic value like gold or silver. Instead, its value comes from the trust people place in the government and the economy that issues it. Modern paper money is also designed with advanced security features to prevent counterfeiting. These include watermarks, security threads, microprinting, holograms, and special inks that change color when tilted. These technologies make modern banknotes much harder to copy illegally. Another interesting part of the evolution of paper money is the design. Banknotes often feature national heroes, historical figures, monuments, or important cultural symbols. In this way, paper money is not just a tool for trade, but also a reflection of a country's history and identity. Today, the role of paper money is slowly changing again. With the rise of digital payments, online banking, mobile wallets, and cryptocurrencies, people are using physical cash less frequently than before. In many cities, you can buy groceries, pay bills, and even travel without touching a single paper note. Yet, despite these technological changes, paper money still plays an important role in the global economy. Billions of people around the world continue to rely on cash for everyday transactions. It remains simple, accessible, and universally understood. So the next time you hold a banknote in your hand, remember that it represents centuries of economic evolution. From barter trade to metal coins, from paper notes to digital payments, money has constantly evolved with human civilization. And the small piece of paper in your wallet carries with it a story that stretches back thousands of years.